So good morning and welcome to Tuesday's chair yoga. Just checking that the aircon was right on me then, so hot in here. Make sure that you've got a chair that's stable and you may need a band as well. We're doing eagle, so you might need a band or something close to hand. If your feet don't touch the floor, remember to stick something underneath them, a block or anything, so that they feel nice and relaxed. And if you can, make sure that your back is right to the back of the chair. If you've got an open chair, then that your bum is right through, so that you're nice and straight. You're not going to slump, and you can feel if you slump because you're pushing to the chair, so it keeps you nice and straight. So, relax. We're going to start with us doing our chakras. Not our chakras. Yes, our chakras. Oh, that's what they're called. So we're going to start off with our root chakra, which is right down at the base. It's our pelvic floor sort of area, just between by our perineum. So it's right down here. And this is a kind of a red area. When we think about it, we'll think about it as a red light beaming warm down into our nether regions. And there's also a sound which is lam, la-am, la. Which you do with your breath, similar to what we do with hummingbird. Now, you don't have to say it loud. You can say it in your head if you want to. But as you're breathing out, I want you to say lam. And then if you bring your fingers into chin mudra, so bringing your fingers together and then letting them just rest down, bringing the shoulders down. So think about your pelvic floor, pull it in so that you can feel it, not your abdominal, so just down there. And think of a colour red, and we're just going to do a bit of breathing. And I want you in your head, or loud if you want to, say lam. And so we're going to bring ourselves back. We can still keep our fingers in the same position, but we're going to try and pull in our pelvic floor, but not our abdominal. Keep just the pelvic floor pulling in. Think about the red light, and we're going to do them neck stretches. So we're going to tuck the chin down towards the chest, and we're keeping it here. And if we wanted to say that lamb again, we could. You don't have to. We're trying to think about the feeling through the neck. And then bringing it back up. And just lifting that chin up as if we're looking up. Remember, think about your neck if you've got any neck problems. And bringing it back. And bringing the ear towards the shoulder. And bringing it back. And taking it to the other shoulder. Bring it back to centre and turn and look over the shoulder. Bring it back to centre and over the other shoulder. And bring it back. Lovely. So we're going to keep our fingers in this position, and we're going to do a bit of stuff movement with our shoulders. So from here, you're turning the fingers around, you're rolling the shoulders in, and you're pushing the fingers up towards the centre. Then you're going to roll the fingers back round, you're rolling the shoulders back, you're taking the shoulders backwards. Pushing the arms back. So we're again rolling the shoulders forward, rolling the hands over, bringing the fingers up. Let's do 3 more backwards and forwards. And our last one of these. And they're really nice because they get that shoulder work, and plus you'll feel it in the arms. And last one back. And then bring the hands back down. Lovely. So, with our base chakra, this is our foundation. It keeps us rooted. And so we want to try and, the whole of today, we want to try and think about keeping that area of our body. So normally I'll just tell you just to pull it in when we're doing our pelvic lift, but I'm going to try and get you to hold it today as much as you can. So whenever you can, I want you to bring your thoughts back to your pelvic floor and try and pull it up. And if you can, imagine a red light. So we're going to again work our shoulders a bit more. So from here, you're just going to let the shoulders move in a circle. And then we're taking it the other way. and bringing it back. So if we think about our fingers, if we grab our finger, pinch our finger, let the hand drop, and just giving the finger a bit of a shake. So remember, while we're doing this, if you can, pull that pelvic floor in. If you want, while you're doing it again, the vibrations, what they help to do is, like all the tunes that I play, they're all, they've got a vibration to them. And we're all created, we're all kind of like a frequency, we all carry our own frequency. And it kind of shakes the different parts of the body. So the same way that when we've done exercises for the throat, it kind of shakes the vocal cords to undo them. It's the same sort of thing with the sounds, the vibrations. They'll kind of shake your nervous system. And the chakras are kind of, to me, they're the area where the body starts, or the nerves start to join and move out. There's lots of people have come up with different ways of explaining it, but to me, it's the easiest way that I can see it, is that as we're born from the base of our spine. So do another one round with your fingers, think about pulling out. So while I'm talking, so we're pulling the fingers back. So you're born from the base of your spine. When you're created in the womb, you start at the base of the spine, and then the spine goes up. It comes up to the brain, and then the brain starts to function. As the brain starts to function, it starts to crawl the nervous system through the spine. So the spine has to be first, and then the spinal cord comes all the way through the nervous system, through the spinal cord. As it comes down, the spinal cord comes down, it'll come into your eyes and your ears, it'll come into the mouth, but it goes all the way to the bottom, and it starts again at the base. So at the base of the spine, the legs start to come out. It comes up, it starts to come out into the feeding area, into the lungs, and then the heart, the eyes, the ears, everything starts to make out. It all goes into different points. And these happen at different points. So you have your base, which is to do with sexuality. You have the sacral, which has to do with digestion and getting rid of stuff. Then you have your sacral, which is to do with the feeding, getting and circulating and energy. Then you have the heart, which is to do with feelings and emotions. You have the throat, which is to do with communication. There's the ear, which most people don't do. The ear, which is to do with listening, and again to do with a bit with more communication. Then you've got the third eye, which is to do with intuition, and then you've got the crown, which is to do with our spirituality, everything outside and surrounding us. So that's the way our chakras work. They kind of go up with us. So we've started with our fingers. Now let's bring it into our chest. So we're going to curl our hands in, tuck our pelvis under, and roll forward as we breathe out. As we breathe in, we can reach back and stretch the chest. We're breathing out, we're rolling forward. So with this, we're still pulling in that pelvic floor, but we're also seeing what's happening with the spine, with the stomach, with the shoulders, the chest. And we're working with our breath. And we're going to do one more forward and one more back. And then we're bringing it back to centre. So I'm just going to switch over a tiny bit. Now, my beautiful thing is my chakras here, and this is a representation of your chakra. So if you wanted, you could focus on this area here. And again, think of the red area, think of fire, of warmth, of everything down here while we do our side bends. So we're bringing our hand across our leg, we're lifting the arm up, and we're reaching over to the side. We're breathing into that upper part of the lung, breathing out through the bottom. Now with our base chakra, it tends to be a lot of connection to do with our birth, with our parents, with our basic instincts, basic needs. So breathing in to bring it back up and taking it back down. Let's try the other side. So breathe in, reach over. And bringing it back up. Let's bring it back down. And bringing it up. Let's try them. And bringing it back up. So this area here, as always, it has to do with our womb, conception, ovaries, so anything to do with our menopause, with pregnancy, with conception, anything to do with that is all around this area. And so if you're having problems with things down there, then that's where you've got to kind of think of it and work on. So we're going to do our twist. We're taking our hand around, bringing our hand down to the back of the chair, breathe in, stretch up and twist round. So again, don't forget to pull in that pelvic floor. And then bringing it back to the centre. And let's try the other side. Taking it round. And bringing it back, and let's try one more on each side. And let's take it round one more time. And bring it back round. So, eagle is a great exercise for your root chakra. So we're going to do an eagle arms and an eagle legs while we're sitting down. We're taking our palms so that they're facing out, and we're bringing the right palm, right elbow over the left elbow. Now if you have to, you can stay here. Oh, 1 second. Let me just plug my thing back in before it goes on me. So So right, now if you can, you'll turn the bottom one round, and then, so you've got the bottom one waving forward and the top one waving backwards towards you. If you can, you bring your little finger and your thumb together. If you feel you can, then you can spread them across. Now, if you can't, then you stay here. It doesn't matter. So from there, now you're going to bring the knees, roll my trousers up so you can see what my knees are doing. Bring your knees, if you move to the bit forward on your chair, bring your knees so that they're crossing. And if you can, come up onto your tiptoe and see if you can bring the heel, the ankle around the foot. If you can't, don't worry. So I'm going the wrong way. So if it's your right arm on top, it's going to be your left leg on top. And you're going to bring it round. So we're in eagle position, but seated. Now you're going to lift your arms up in the air and reach back. And you'll feel the stretch through the shoulders. And bringing it down. Undo the arms. And then undo the legs. So we're going to change sides. So let's bring that right leg over. See if you can hook the foot behind it, but don't worry if you can't. So now the right leg's on top, the left arm goes over the top. We're bringing it round to wherever it can go. And we're lifting it up so the elbows are going up towards the ceiling. Think about pulling in that pelvic floor. And let's bring it down. Undo the arms. Undo the legs. One more go. So bringing it over. Wrap the legs. Change the arms. Lift the arms up so the elbows are going towards the ceiling. Breathe into the shoulder blades, pull the pelvic floor in. And undo. And let's change last time. And bring it back down. Undo the arms. Undo the legs. So while we're here at the front, we're just going to take our legs apart. Take our hands onto our legs. Now remember, if you've got high blood pressure, don't let your head drop all the way down. But you're going to breathe out, pull the stomach in, and let your hands slide down. Remember, if you've got blood pressure problems, keep the head up. If you haven't, you can let the head drop down. Feeling that stretch through the back. Let the shoulders fall forward. Again, as long as your blood pressure's okay. Feel that stretch from that lower back. Now we're tucking the chin in. We're bringing the hands back to our knees so that if we need to we can use them, but we're going to roll up, keeping the head down. And then bringing the head up. So we'll do another one, rolling down, tucking the chin, rolling down. And again, let's bring them hands back to the knees. Then tuck the chin in, then roll. If we need to use them hands, we can. And then just sit and have a think. Do I feel okay? So from here, we're going to keep ourselves in the same position, so we're on the edge of our seats, and we're going to do our pelvic floor. So we're pulling in at the bottom. We're pulling in our stomach muscles. We're doing 5 for 10 seconds each. So here goes, pulling at the bottom and the back, and pulling at the stomach. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. So here we go again. Squeeze the stomach muscle, squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the back, squeeze the stomach. Imagine squeezing the legs together, tighten up all the thighs, pull the shoulders in, push into the floor. Imagine yourself in mountain pose. Think about pulling in as many muscles and tighten up as much as you can. And relax. Here we go again. Pull everything in. Make sure you're breathing. And relax. Here we go again, squeezing everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. And our last one. Pull everything in, squeeze it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Lovely. So another great one for our base chakra is tree pose. So we'll do our tree pose. We're bringing our leg and we're sticking it up on top. So a figure 4 or a seated tree. And we're bouncing our knee. Again, even though we're relaxed, see if you can pull that pelvic floor in. You don't have to pull your abdominal, you can let that out. But try to pull in that root. Lift it up. And then we're going to bring it and bring that down. So let's try the other side. So bringing it up and just bouncing the knee. And then let's change it one more time. So bringing it up Now from here we're going to push down, we're going to reach our hands forward and reach over the leg. So it's as if we were doing chair pose in tree. You should feel a nice opening into the knees and the thighs at the back. You may feel you want to let that knee release a little. You might find that you're gripping it. If you can, just let it release. And then bring it back up. So take that foot down. Let's bring the other one up. So flexing the foot, push it down. I'm going to turn sideways so it might make it easy to see what I'm doing with my back. So from there, reach forward. And bring it back in. Take it down. So we're going to do our leg stretch. I'm turning around this way. You're going to use your bands. We'll say that way. So again, staying on the edge of your chair. Bring your foot into the band. Lift it up and pull it as close as you can. Now, if you sit back by the chair, that's fine to keep your back nice and straight. That's okay as well. And try and lift the leg as high as you can with that rope. So it can be all the way down here as long as you feel you're giving it a little bit of a lift. You'll feel this through that lower back. And then bring it back down. So let's try the other side. So bringing it up, getting as close to your foot as possible, trying to straighten that leg out, pull the shoulders back and down. Try and lift the leg a little bit higher. And bring the leg back down. Let's try one more each side. So bringing the leg up, stretch it out, shoulders down, squeeze the stomach muscles, squeeze the pelvic floor, lift the leg up. And bring it down. Last one. And bring it down. So, we're going to bring it down to our feet. I'm just going to change the camera so that you can see my feet rather than my head. Laugh when you're a little mouse as well. So from the feet, if we move to the front of our chair, we're going to lift our toes up and down and pushing our heels down. This is just to make sure that we're starting to get our ankles working and our calves. And then bring it down, give our legs a little shake. Take our hands out, let's do our standing up. So we're going to do 5 up and 4 sitting down. So here we go, we're leaning forward, we're breathing in and we're lifting up. We're breathing out, we're sitting back, we're sitting down. Here we go, lifting and out. Trying to keep them knees in the same line so they're not coming together or moving away from each other. I don't know why I think it's in there. And then I think we've got one more. And we're going to stay standing. Lovely. So now if you bring yourself to the back of your chair, we're going to, from here, step ourselves back into our down dog. So we're taking our 2 feet back. Now you can bring it down to your elbows, or you can take the hands straight out. Completely up to you, whichever you prefer. But you want to make sure that the back is nice and straight, even if you have to bend the knees. If you feel that you're curling through your spine, that your shoulder blades are coming away from each other, then bend the knees, try and roll the shoulders in so that the shoulder blades are coming together. Hold it here. Don't let the head drop down. Keep the head so that the ears are in line with the arms. And if your knees don't straighten, keep pulling them shoulders together and see if you can do one leg at a time. This is a great stretch for that lower back. So we're going to lift ourselves up, bring our hands onto the chair, step our right foot in, keep our left foot on the floor, shoulders back, bend that front knee straight, stretch that calf muscle at the back. Make sure that you're pushing that knee up towards the ceiling, you're not letting it bend, that back knee. So then we're going to step the foot back and bring the left foot forward. So again, keeping that foot straight down at the back, bend that front knee, push the back knee up towards the ceiling. Let's change sides, one more time each side. Shoulders back, push the knee away. And let's change that leg one last time. Let's bring the foot back. Bring the right foot forward, let's take it down. So instead of this time keeping that back knee straight, we want to try and bend it, but keep the knee, keep the heel on the floor. You can then, if you want, move it, but do it slowly, do it consciously. Think about everything that's happening in that foot. Bring it back to centre. Bring the right foot back. Bring the left foot out. Keeping that right foot down. Bend the knee. At the front and the back. Move the foot if you want to, or keep it where it is. It's completely up to you. And you've got to change it one more time. Always better the second time. So remember to bend that knee and just rock it. If you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Remember, it's your body. Do whatever feels right for you. I absolutely love this one. Some people might not. So let's change last time. And then bring it back. Give the legs a little stretch. So we're going to take it into Warrior 3. Now you're bringing your right foot forward and you're going to bring your elbows down onto the back of the chair. From here, you're bringing your weight forward and lifting your back leg up. That's the way, yeah. Any way you can hold onto the chair is up to you if you feel it's easier that way. So this is Warrior 3. We're tucking our chin in, we're pulling our shoulders back, we're trying to lift our leg and bring our body so that our body and our leg are in the same direction. Wherever's easier, if you want to change the round so that it's the seat of the chair, if you find that's easier for you, that might be easier. Just depends on how flexible you are. And then we're bringing that leg down and we're going to change sides. So lifting the other foot up in the air. Remember to pull your pelvic floor in. Think about getting a nice straight line through the back, through the waist. Bring it down. Let's change sides one more time. So we're lifting the left foot. Now let's see if we can lift the right arm. If that's too much, then just take it back down. This is an adapted Warrior 3. And let's bring it down. Bring the hands and the leg back down. Let's change leg. So we're lifting the right leg. It'll be the left arm that we lift. It's kind of like a tiger pose as well. And then bring it back down. From here, keeping wherever you are, bend your knees. Let your head drop down. You'll feel it's a nice stretch on your lower back. And then we're going to lift up. Keep the knees bent, shoulders back. Push the hips forward. Lift ourselves back up. So we can turn our chair round and we'll do our leg stretches. So I'll do it backwards so that you can sort of see what I'm doing. So standing in front of the chair, we're taking the foot out to the side. We're bringing it back. We're kicking it back so that we're working that bum muscle, working that lower back. We're bringing it back in. We're going to push the hips forward, bring the shoulders back, lean back so that we feel the front of the body stretch. Let's bring it back up and do the other side. So out to the side, back in, take it back, bring it in, push the hips forward. Shoulders coming back. Bring it in. So if you wanted to make it a little bit more, you might not need the chair. You might be able to take the foot out to the side and in. The chair's always there if you need it. Take it back and in. If you want, you could take the hands behind. You could have more of a stretch back. And bring it back up. Last one, out to the side, chair's always there, in, and back, and in, hands behind, hands in front, wherever you need them to be, reach back, and bring it back up. Lovely. So let's bring ourselves back down onto our chair. Have I done everything? Yeah. So to work our ankles, we're going to do our alphabet. So holding our leg up, you can hold it underneath, you can let it rest there if you want. And we're going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And relax down. Now that works not only the ankle, but you'll feel it into the knees, the thighs and the hips. Brilliant exercise. Let's try the other side. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And bring it down. Give your legs and your feet a little shake. And relax down. So from here we're just going to do a little twist out. So sitting back into our chair, we're just going to again do ourselves a little twist to the side. And bring it back to centre. And let's do another twist to the other side. Now twisting to our left is something that most of us don't do very often, so it should feel quite tight. And bring ourselves back round, and let's do one more on each side. How does it feel when we do the twist to the other side? And bringing it round, and last side. Bring it back to centre. So we're going to do a forward bend. So either take the legs apart or keep the legs in, it's up to you. Tuck the chin in, breathe out, roll down. Now if you can, get your fingers underneath your toes and push down with your toes onto your fingers. And this causes compression so that your fingers and your toes start to feel blood moving towards them. So lift the head up, look forward, pull the shoulders back, hold it here, we're going to go back down again. So this is kind of an adaptive gorilla. Our fingers are in the same position. If you wanted, you could see you could get your fingers a bit closer underneath this time. And again, breathe out, let the head drop down, push down with the fingers, with the toes, onto the hands, onto the fingers, so that you're encouraging blood to come to both of them. So we're going to lift the head. We're going to undo our fingers from under our toes, and you'll feel the blood rush back in. And then we're bringing ourselves back up. From here, just push the chest forward, pull the elbows towards each other. And then relax down. Lovely. So we're going to bring ourselves into our relaxation. I'm going to change the camera because again you don't need to see my feet. Now with our root chakra, if you find that you are feeling down here that you're lacking libido, that again there seems to be a few problems with periods, heavy periods, things like that, then like I said, these are things that are to do with our basic needs. So they're to do with things that are hang-ups from childhood, so from things from when we had parents. So a good thing is if we can't talk to our parents, then to sort of get rid of them feelings that we've had from childhood, we could write a letter. And you don't have to give the letter, you write the letter, write all your feelings in that letter, and then you burn it. That way you're kind of sending it out to the universe, to your parents, wherever they are. They've read it, they've seen it, they know what's in your heart, but you've got rid of it. So it's a good way of dealing with any problems. So if there's any problems going on down there, have a think about if there's anything from your childhood that you need to be, to sort of reconcile, you need to talk and get off your chest, then do something like that. So we're going to do again our sound, which is lamb. Again, it doesn't have to be loud, it can just be in your head. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You're going to sit yourself down, bringing your two fingers together, pulling in your pelvic floor, but remember Chin Mudra is abdominal breathing. So You may not find that you breathe into the top, you may just want to breathe into the lower stomach, but you may not. Breathe how you want and then see if it feels better or worse to take the breathing into the stomach, but still holding down here. So we're tucking in our pelvic floor, we're breathing out, breathing in, and then I'm going to get us to take 3 cleansing breaths in, breathing in, and as we breathe out, bringing the arms down. 2 more. Hi Instagram.